We're back in Faneuil Hall thinking about the big shape, and yeah, we had painted the trees, and now I'm adding foliage using a green made up of cadmium yellow and viridian. Some places I'm putting a little more yellow, some places I'll be putting a darker blue, especially near the top. This green is casting a lot of shadows on our scene. We'll be using those later to finish the bottom part. And the focal area in this is the canopy kind of looking up towards the tower at Faneuil Hall, which I'm covering a little bit by trees, but we still have a pretty positive view of the tower. Now, well, we have to put in a couple of people. I mean, this is Faneuil Hall. There's always people mulling about. This is maybe a father and daughter walking through towards the entertainment that's going on in the front. The buskers are entertaining everybody. There's a crowd forming, and they're on the way to see who it is. So now I'm going to start to bring in some brighter colors to figures. Let's start with the dappled sunlight. Dappled sunlight will unify the bottom part of the painting, which feels a little empty right now. And these are shadows that are falling from the trees which are overhead. And they create a nice pattern. If we make that pattern too lively, too much contrast, it will take all the attention away from the scene. So the trick with this is to get enough that it calms down the foreground and allows the viewer to look upwards, and at the same time gives us a rendition of the dappled sunlight, the pattern that is created by the trees. Here you can see I'm adding some stronger colors, the bright color of the shirt on the father, the bright dress of the young girl, some colors on the figures dining underneath the canopy. This gives a little pop to the painting. That's been a lot of grays so far. However, those grays have a strong red content. From the very beginning we are using ochre and a little bit of red, and it amplifies the red that we placed into some of the clothing. Making some adjustments at this point. We'll be adding some darker foliage. Oh, here we're going to add a darker side to the canopy. Make it a little more dramatic. Maybe a shadow passing over the top. Yeah. So we even have dappled light on the canopy. Finishing the painting with a feeling of the pattern that's created by the cobblestones and the pavers that are everywhere. Sometimes you have to watch your step because some of them rise. It also, these lines that I'm making, they help create perspective, an entrance into the painting. They give a feeling of the surface that you find in Faneuil Hall. And another benefit from these is they make the shadow that we painted moments ago, feel transparent. This is the finished piece, and you can see it's the dried version. The colors have settled in, darks coming out a little more, shadows falling on various surfaces. So we feel sunlight coming through the scene. The initial big shape is still intact. You can see how it continues from the top of the Faneuil Hall all the way to the foreground. Thank you.